What's up, guys? Welcome to the Venting Bowl podcast. This is the ultimate safe place where we vent and we grow forever. This is Mitch.
This is RJ.
What's up, guys? So we back again, and this is episode number 2.
Episode 2, guys.
Yes, I'm excited about
Wait
this
for the applause real
episode, man.
quick. Yes, sir.
So, woo! Basically, this is our second episode. I feel like the very first episode is just really went really smooth.
Bro, it was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a really great episode, guys.
A lot of positive feedback for sure.
Yes, for sure, guys. And I really appreciate you guys because,
Yes, sir.
even though it's been already pretty much like a month, it kind of took me a while, but there's a lot of stuff going on throughout the whole month.
Yeah, sure. Life happens.
Yeah, and I got a new job, so I'm doing something different now. So I've been busy because of that. But yeah, man, I'm really blessed and happy because the very first video was definitely a great success. I wasn't expecting that, man.
No,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So, so anybody who's actually watching, don't forget to subscribe. So if
Yes,
you're
sir.
watching, yes, please help out Mitch. But yeah, so happy that we're here.
No, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Episode 2, like you said, episode 1, like, it was a long time coming, but it was good, bro. Like, we both enjoyed it, and it was a, good outcome. For
Yeah.
this episode, for the people, the viewers that are watching, what is the whole purpose for this episode? Like, what's the topic? What are we doing today?
Well, pretty much what I really want to do is like kind of dive into a little bit more about myself. Who am I, right? Because I'm just a regular person, just like you guys, and I know in the very first episode we spoke about the real sole purpose of the venting vote, and this episode
sure.
I kind of want to focus like who is Mitch, right? Who am I? And eventually we'll go on and we'll also talk about our co-host RJ.
Yes, sir.
And because he's part of the whole journey, you know what I'm saying, and he's always been there. So yeah, I pretty much want to talk about a little bit about my background story.
Yeah, for sure. I think just to get so the viewers can understand you more on a deeper level. I think that's important, and just to hear your story and maybe, bro, people can relate to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, and it'll be really nice. I really do hope if there's somebody out there that can actually relate. I'm so happy, because that's the whole main purpose, man. I created this because, we created this, right? For the whole sole purpose of venting, and that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah,
Kind of want to
sure.
vent.
No,
you
yeah.
know?
Vent and then to help each other. That's what
Yeah,
we're doing.
yeah, basically that's like the whole main purpose to
Yeah,
help each
because
other out.
I think in society today, especially for guys like us, bro, guys are supposed to go through stuff but not talk about it. We're just supposed to just keep it in ourselves, deal with it ourselves by ourselves, and because if we do talk about it, we're shown as weak.
Yeah.
We get emotional or we vent out. But I think that's the total opposite. I
Yeah.
think we should vent out. We should have moments where we break because we're human. We have emotions. There is nothing said or like a rule or a law that men are not supposed to cry. God made us both the same, female and male. We have emotions.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And in my favorite verse in the Bible, or one of my favorite verses, the person that was the most respectable man on earth, and the manliest man on earth was Jesus. And in the Bible,
Yeah.
it says he wept.
Oh
So-
yeah,
so-
yeah.
so-
I remember.
If Jesus can cry, bro, so can I. Or so can we. But I think that it's important that we do, for today, like how you said, when we're venting, you're venting out. I'm gonna hear a little bit about your story, and so yeah, hopefully it's a blessing, bro. for
Yeah,
sure.
hopefully it's a blessing. Hopefully you guys, do, get encouraged to actually vent, because it's not that easy to vent. I think
Yeah,
I've
for sure.
always had that issue where like in my relationships I never vented, or to family I never vented, or friends I never vented, and it's just like, poof, Mitch disappears, and it's like, oh, okay, what happened? It's like, oh, okay, and I don't tell anybody what happened, but
Isolation kicks in.
yeah, exactly. Isolation kicks in, and it's like you distance yourself, but then you distance yourself without giving an explanation. So the people that actually love you and care about you, they just
Facts.
worry about you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's happened a lot, because this is the thing about me. It's so funny because once I meet people, but the first time I ever meet people is like I get to know them first before they know me. And it's so crazy because for
Mm.
some reason, brother, like these people, like they vent, they vent out to me and they tell me everything. And man, I really appreciate it and I love it, because it's something that I enjoy. I
Mm-hmm.
love listening to people because it's like you don't know what they're going through,
Facts.
And so every day I try to wake up to make at least one person smile, but eventually God always blesses me with this charisma and everything that I'm able to help other people smile, any like more than just one person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we've had, past conversations, and I've told you that, you know, a lot of people just, just going through some stuff, bro, and just like a
Yeah,
simple,
man.
simple conversation, simple hi, simple smile can change a person's outcome that day, Eh,
Yeah, man. It's
and
it's so crazy.
it kind of amazes me like how, I mean, we just need to just hear each other out, help each other out, bro. At the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
But to get it started, bro, I mean, for for the people, so they can know more. How was your life? Like, how'd you grow up? Tell them who you are, what you do.
Oh, okay. So I mean, uh, um, well, now I'm a podcaster. Now I do
Oh,
podcasts.
hello, I'm a
Not
podcaster.
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to. But I mean, besides that, I guess I've always been that um, just that guy that he's trying to like.
The class clown.
Yeah, you can say class
Class
clown.
clown.
Yeah.
I feel like we both were.
Yeah.
I think that's how we kind of like gravitate towards each other.
Yeah, we're always being funny.
Yeah.
I've always been like the center of the attention. You know.
Ay, lo.
Nah,
Calma,
nah.
Kevin
It's just
Hart.
yeah, Kevin Hart. There you
Mexican
go.
Kevin
My
Hart.
favorite, actor.
Yeah,
Nah, my
comedian.
favorite comedian actor. He's
Bro,
amazing. I get inspirations.
his movies are so good, bro.
Yeah, he's funny, man. He's really funny. I know a lot of people like hate on him and everything, because he's like, oh, he's really loud. He
He's up,
tries he tries too hard to be funny.
yeah, he's obnoxious. That's what they.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean,
but he's cool though.
he's cool. I think if you were to hang out with him, it would be really nice.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, not that I've ever hanged out with him, so I don't know.
Hey,
Right?
look, hey, you never know.
You never
Hey,
know.
Kevin Hart, if you're watching it, come hang out with Mitch.
Yeah, hit me up, Kev.
Oh,
Kev,
hey,
what's up, brother?
Hey, get him on the podcast real quick.
I was like, no, but yeah, man. So, I mean, should we start venting?
Oh,
You
you
know?
know? No, I mean, but
Oh yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
we're
You already
like,
asked me a question.
yeah, I
Oh
was
my
like,
bad.
no, you're good.
My
No, like
bad,
how you
sorry,
grow up,
guys.
like what school do you go to? Like
Yeah.
where'd you grow up?
Uh,
Where were you born, pa?
Well, I was born in Laredo, Texas. So let me tell you that story.
Wait, for real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was born in Laredo,
I thought you were
Texas.
born in McAllen for a second.
Nah, I wasn't born in McAllen. Because this is the story, and this is what happened, and this is how I end up being over here.
Okay, gotcha.
So everything started because well, my mom, she's from Mexico. She's from Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas. So shout out to all my people from Nuevo Laredo. Saludos,
Yes,
gente,
sir.
raza, los quiero. So yeah, we started off from over there. My mom, well, one of my aunts, which is my grandma's sister,
Okay.
she had like a plan, I guess. And when my mom was gonna give birth, she was like, "Well, make sure that he's born in the other side." You know what I'm saying?
sir.
So
Yeah, yeah.
and the thing at that time, my mom had her visa. So she came. She came like she went to the checkpoint, whatever, and she basically said she was visiting, and she never came back. She never left because she actually ended up giving birth to me over there. That was, I guess, like the whole main purpose, the whole
Yeah, yeah,
plan. So from there, from Laredo, I was born, and then from there we went back to Nuevo Laredo. We went back to Nuevo Laredo, and I lived there until I was probably like 3 or something. And I was living there until I was 3. At age 4, at age 3, I guess. I don't know, like around 3 or 4, I came to McAllen, because that's where another sister from my grandma's sister, she had a house here, right? Which her dad give it to her, something like that. It was weird. How they even
She
got
just
the
got
house.
the she just got the house, bro.
Yeah, well, okay. So basically, this is the story, because this is one thing I don't understand, right? It's kind of weird, right? Because it's family, so it's not really that my family has beef with the other side of the family, but it's just kind of like there's
Normal
yeah.
family.
So I know for sure. Supposedly, I've heard that house that they were telling us to go over here, that I believe he was my great grandpa. He was supposed to give us that house, right? No, I didn't even think he was my great grandpa. I think he was just like at D or something. I don't even
But
remember, bro. My bad, guys. I don't even remember. It was so long ago, but I do remember that supposedly that house was gonna be for us.
Oh, okay, okay.
And well, once we get there, one of my aunts, the one that I was talking about earlier,
Okay.
like, okay, so that one, she got there and she kicked us out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
damn.
basically, yeah. So basically, she kicked us out. She said that oh no, my dad gave me that house, so y'all can't stay here, whatever. So kicked us out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so we end up moving out from there, and I know for sure because I do remember a little bit parts of it, but we were sleeping like in one of my dad's trucks for like I don't know for how long, but it was for a while until we actually got like a place, which it was like an apartment, something like that. And yeah, I started living in that place in McAllen, and I started growing up, going to schools in McAllen, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like
What high school did you go to?
I went to I went to McAllen Memorial.
What is that?
Uh,
Mustangs?
yeah, Mustangs, but my last year.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was that
yeah,
was
my
that was
last year is
mine
where I
or
messed up.
ours.
Well, no, not my last year, but it was my junior year, right? So junior year, I was preparing myself to become a senior. So I was skipping too much. Yeah, so
Hola.
yeah, yo acá bien
Yeah.
chingón, acá skipping all the time
No,
and
hombre,
everything. I
that
thought I was never gonna get caught, but I mean,
you
eventually,
gotta be like me, pa. I skipped and I never got caught.
nah, man, eventually we got caught. You know what I'm saying? So that sucked, But it was really funny because I try to go back to school, right? Like to the
Mhm.
same school, right? And it's like, oh, okay, I'm like, yeah, I skipped whatever. I didn't get caught. And when I was trying to do like I guess the whole transcript and everything, and then they're like, oh, sir, your transcript got denied. And I was like, what?
Hola.
Whoa, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, it's because it says here you don't belong to the McAllen district no more. And I was like, what? I was like, all my life I've been going to McAllen schools. What do you
Yeah.
mean? I was like, I've lived like literally right there. Actually, guys, where I live, it's super close to the school. But what happened is that the very back area, it belongs to FAR.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it
okay, okay.
belongs to FAR. So whoever
Oh,
lives in FAR, you already know, like the Jackson, where the Jackson Road was at. For some reason, that part, like, it's weird.
I thought they were just saying that because they just they didn't want you there at the
I thought so
school.
too, but no, they were being for real. I was
Oh,
like,
okay,
oh man,
okay.
I was like, how?
Unless it changed, no.
I don't know, but supposedly I needed permission,
Y luego.
right? So they're like, you need to go talk to the principal. I was like, oh, so I already knew that with the principal.
Yeah, ya
We
valió.
already had a thing, so I was like, so
El,
he didn't like me.
el skipper.
Yeah, yeah, but he didn't like me because I don't know, for some reason he didn't like me. I guess because I was bad. There has to be a reason why he didn't like me, right? But yeah. So I went up to him. I had asked him. So it's like, they said my transcript got denied. He's like, what? I was like, where do you belong? I was like, well, I belong like I belong in McAllen, but it says there that where I live, it's like far area. So the guy was like, oh, well, what school are you supposed to go to? And I told him I'm supposed to go to PSJ North.
Yes, sir. Shout out to
Raiders.
Raiders.
You know what this guy
That was
told
my high
me?
school.
He's like, get out of here.
Oh,
Yeah, he kicked me out. I was like, damn. So shout out to my people from PSJ North.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're all cool, man. Really cool people over there too. Oh, kind of ghetto.
Oh,
Nah, it's dope.
it
Everybody,
was
everybody's
ghetto,
dope.
bro.
Nah, well, yeah, because all the real OGs from like, okay, so like the people from my generation is like is not, you know what I'm saying, compared to the people from the past. Those are real OGs.
No, yeah. I mean, it was ghetto when I went to high school there. Like when I was a freshman. Like I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was kind of scared. Like freshman year, but I don't know what happened. Sophomore year changed completely. It was all about college and early college and it was more about studies. I don't know what happened, but I mean, it was a good change because it was kind of scary.
Yeah, no,
But
I bet. I mean,
but it was a good high school though. I had a lot of good memories. It was fun.
that's cool. I had a lot of memories in McAllen Memorial. I was honestly hoping to graduate from there because I already knew. Because the thing with me is that a lot of people knew me, right? And that's because the way I carry myself. I'm a really
You're popular with that.
not really. But
No, it's just people knew you
yeah,
because
people because I'm really nice. I'm really cool. I'm
charismatic.
loving. Yeah, charismatic. Like people like hanging out with me, and they thought I was funny and everything. And it's like, oh, let's hang out with Mitch, And honestly, like I already knew the hype that it was gonna be when I was gonna graduate, so it was gonna be really cool. but I guess it didn't happen. So it sucked. I went to Raiders, and
Oh, why do you
I
say like a Raiders is a bad thing, pa?
it's not a bad thing,
No,
but
man,
it's
it's
just
más.
that it was.
No, I get
I
you.
was in a
No,
place.
it's because you were so used to your school and you wanted to
Yeah,
graduate as a Mustang.
it's a
So
Mustang.
yeah, I get you. But God had other plans, bro. You had to join the dark side. You know,
I guess.
had to black and silver. You know.
Yeah, it's nice colors.
He
Yeah,
sounds
nice
all
colors.
he sounds all
Yeah.
depre. He's like, nah, yeah.
Nice colors.
Nah, that's good though. Hey, but I was gonna tell you. I mean, that was kind of like your school and stuff. When did you tell me a little bit of the story about you when you first went to church? How did that happen?
Oh, okay. So, I mean, long ago, right? So, before, how can I say? Well, before we even get to that part, I think, should we talk about
What's up?
my hand or something? I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
No, yeah. I mean, well, I was gonna tell you.
Well,
was
okay,
it,
okay.
like just like the background information, like school, church, y luego.
No, you're fine. My bad. I'm
okay.
jumping. I'm already jumping, guys. My bad. I'm just excited.
Nomás quieres ser
N-
event.
Nah, yeah, I know. My bad. No. So I mean, I think I've always we were younger, like really young. My family always pushed us to go to church, and they would take us,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Especially because when I was younger, something had happened to me, which we're gonna go ahead and talk about it later, right? But that was one of the main reasons why they would encourage me to go to church, and that's why my family got closer to God. Because it got to a situation where it's like they didn't know what to do until they find out that God had real power, and He's able to do anything.
Well, that's a
He
good
wants.
that's a good transition, pa. Might as well just say the story.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, I mean, because it kind of ties into it. That's like the whole main reason, right? Because so when I was younger, I was 4 years old around this time. It was during when I was in McAllen already. We were already living on this side. And I remember like one of those apartments that we had just moved in, right? Because you know how I told you guys we were living in a truck for a while, and then we were living in some apartments. So what happened was that I was outside with one of my uncles, and this uncle, he's from my dad's side, right? So we were outside chilling, and I remember he was smoking a cigarette or something like that, and he was really good with magic. So he would kind of play around sometimes and just like kind of disappear
Yeah,
things.
you always have that one Theo, bro, that knew magic tricks,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it happens, huh?
yeah, that magic. But you knew he would drop that thing there in the floor. So what? Yeah, se desapareció.
Or like, have it ever happened to you where the people do that trick where it's just like they grab something like a little ball or something and they go like that and then they throw it behind them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what
just-
I'm trying to say. It's like they're doing this magic trick, and it's like you're young, you don't even know, but it's probably in the floor, right? So it was funny, but I remember it was around 2001 because the Spider-Man movie came out, right? So for the people that know, I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That's a
one of the best Avengers.
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like a really cool character, right? I mean, Stan Lee is the one that made it. But yeah. So back to the point where I was there with my uncle. He did a magic trick, so I got all excited. So because I had watched the movie Spider-Man, so I was just like, you know what? What if? Because I was trying to find ways how to get his attention. Because
Gotcha.
yeah, he was just chilling. For some reason, I think I've always been like that. I've always find ways how to get people's attention. I don't know why. It's dumb, right?
No, I think that's just like the as a kid. I think that's what kids do, bro.
but I think I still do it because there's certain friends, people that I'm like, like I want to get that person his attention. He's cool. Like I want to be his friend. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I think that happened to me too with you, right? But we'll get back to that. But yeah, like I started climbing this wall, like if I was Spider-Man. So just imagine a 4-year-old, and keep in mind these are like 2-story apartments, right?
Yeah.
It's like the first floor, second floor. So I was climbing the walls, pretending Spider-Man, and then it's
Like in the movie or what? Like when he's like,
yeah, like he looks in the movie, he looks at his hand, he looks
hey,
at
bro,
the other one.
okay, because we're both. Like, I'm hearing you say this story, and bro, I've done the same thing, bro. Like after seeing the movie Spider-Man, and then you believe it so much, like you tell yourself, like, I have
Yeah.
to believe it so it can happen, right?
Oh, bro.
And then you look at your fingertips, like in the movie,
Yeah.
and you're like waiting to see like the little spikes,
Uh-huh.
and then that's when you start doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. Like it's funny, bro. Like the way you're just explaining it right now, I have
Yeah,
the same thing.
it's
But mine
really
didn't
funny.
turn out the way,
Ah.
mine didn't
Oh,
turn.
like mine did. Yeah, like mine did.
Say it,
Yeah.
bro.
Nah, I was climbing the wall. I mean, it didn't work, but I started climbing, and then it's like, okay, I got to a point where I saw the neighbor. She was outside. She was with some cards, and that's because I saw her playing with some card, or she was. I don't know what she was doing, but there were some cards in the table. I started getting down because I was like, oh, okay, I need to get down, and I just remember that I kind of slipped or something, or like the whole wall just fell. Because I don't remember the part they say, right? They say like basically like the whole wall fell. So just imagine, guys, a 4-year-old guy, just kid, trying to like climb the wall, trying to play around, and like a whole brick wall falls on
Oh,
him. It's like
scary.
that's scary, right? So the bricks were like pretty big. They're like those in Mexico that they have like those kind of
Oh,
lines. So yeah,
the
yeah, they're
Mexican
big.
bricks. I
Yeah,
thought you
they're the
meant. I thought
Mexican
you were
bricks.
talking about the standard red
Oh hell
bricks.
no,
No, it was
nah.
like the. Oh, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Those are
they're
heavy.
the big ones. So it's like a whole wall that falls on you.
Oh wow.
And I mean, I was 4 years old. So what happened is like, I get up, and it's so crazy because there's no. They say that there's no marks on my face. There's nothing, like no marks at all. But the only thing that did like messed up, it was pretty much my hand. So a lot of people probably saw like on the very first episode, you probably in the video. Y'all probably saw like my hand or something, like, oh, it was that, you know what I'm saying? And for the
Or
people
or
don't
or,
know,
or maybe the people that didn't notice.
yeah, or for the people that didn't notice, right? But I mean, I know people that already know me. Sometimes they're one, or sometimes they don't even want to ask me, like, "Oh, what happened to you?" Right? So this is the story, right? So I was climbing the wall, and that wall, just the whole wall fell, and it kind of crushed my fingers, and they were hanging by a string of flesh.
Dang,
So what happened is like, I
that's
remember
crazy.
my uncle just grabs me, starts running, and starts calling my dad. And at that time, my mom and my dad, they were fighting in the house. My little sister was there. She was barely like a 1 year old. She was barely like a year old. So they were just kind of fighting there in the house. And I remember my dad just grabs me. They like interchange. I guess like my uncle goes to them and everything. Oh no! Oh wait, so I kind of jumped a little bit ahead. So before I even got there, cause my uncle just kind of like, I don't know if he left me there or he saw like all that wall fell and he took off, and he called like my dad. But I do remember getting up, and I was crying, saying like, help, like I'm dying, and it's so crazy because one of the owners of the apartments, they pulled up, and they pulled up fast, like they're like, oh, what's going on, and it's like, and I was yelling at them, I was like, I'm dying, I need help, and they just looked at me, and they just took off.
Damn, that's
They took
crazy.
off. We never ever heard about them. We never ever saw them again. And it was so crazy because it's like, wow, like those people, like we were kind of close to them, because once we got there to the apartments, they helped us out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we were close to them, and they just took off and just left me like that. And I just remember somebody grabbed me. They were just running around exchanging me, trying to get me to the fastest vehicle. I remember at that time my mom said that she almost killed herself because she couldn't believe it that happened, you know. So she basically couldn't believe that happened. And like she was really hurt. She kind of like, she still has a scar, so it's kind of like a scar that I'm always gonna remember, because she said that she did that because she was just really mad, and she was just like, she couldn't believe it that I was gonna die. Because it's so crazy how so much blood was like popping out. So oh yeah, so let me show you guys, right? So I
Yeah,
have,
I was about to say.
yeah,
Show
my
the
bad.
proof.
So I have 8 fingers, right? You know what's funny too?
What's
I
up?
know this is kind of off topic, but my birthday is in March, right? So March is like the third month, and then I'm born on the 8th. So it's like I got 8 fingers.
Oh, you
Yeah, and
love.
it's 1998, baby.
Oh, you
you know,
love. Put it all
yeah,
together.
put it all together. Nah, but yeah. So basically, this is my hand. This is what happened, right? So my fingers were hanging by a string of flesh, right? They were able to put them back, and what happened is that they put a whole cast, and there was no air going inside. So I got this disease called gangrene.
Yeah,
So yeah,
gangrene.
yeah. So I got that. So that's how they end up chopping off my fingers,
Yeah,
right?
they had to
And
amputate it.
and it's crazy because I think this is one of my like biggest traumas that happened in my life.
Mm.
They kind of like, damn,
Maybe
like
like it impacted your life
impacted
somehow.
my life, because at some point when I was young, and I mean maybe still now sometimes, right? Well, back then, right? Now that I know the truth, but back then I used to think that whatever happened to me that day, I thought that I was already dead. So the life that I was living it was like all a dream. Like like it's so crazy how back then I used to believe like, oh, I'm dead. I'm just living a life that,
Yeah, I mean,
like a whole dream.
I
Like that's what I used to think.
well, because it was you're a kid, bro. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
think
was
it
a
was
kid.
so like so traumatic for you.
Yeah.
Like for me to, I would had, thank God I didn't haven't experienced something like that, or especially as a kid. Yeah, I mean that can affect you, like especially like the way you think, and I mean I get what you're saying, right, for sure. I mean that can, um, your body adjusts to
Yeah.
the to the trauma.
Yeah, and
So
it was crazy, like, cause eventually when they have like when we used to go to church a lot, I remember cause this is what they told me, right? That they were able to put my fingers back, so they put them back. They even opened me up right here. I don't know, probably y'all can see it. I don't think so, but they opened me up right here just to take on some veins and just to put them here, so so my fingers are able to move and stuff like that. And they, cause they put the whole cast and everything. And I remember we used to go to church a lot, and they would pray for my hand and everything. I'll tell my mom, I was like, oh, I'm feeling there's like there's something growing from there, or there's something going on inside the cast.
yeah,
And my mom would tell me like, oh, it's cause, and you're young, so your parents are trying to, cause they're not understanding pretty much what you're saying, or they're trying to picture what you're trying to say when you're young. But my mom, I guess she was like, she thought, you know, which is fine, because she has a lot of faith, and she thought at that time that God was putting my fingers back, right? Or maybe they were just telling me that because I was just a kid, and
yeah, for sure.
maybe they knew there was something else going on. We didn't realize until like it started to smell really bad.
Yeah, 'cause they're gangrene.
Yeah, so they are like, cause guess why does it smell like there's something dead? And I always knew that it was probably the cast because I was sweating, I was outside, you know what I'm saying? So, and there's no air going in, so like it's like imagine just a wound in a dark place, like, and it's like
No, yeah,
sweating,
for
sweating.
sure.
It's like so they had to chop them off.
And I was gonna ask you, as a kid, and they chop them off, and then plus now you're left with 3 fingers. I mean, how did that affect you as growing up as a kid?
Damn, affected me a lot, especially because I would get bullied a lot, and and it's crazy. I get bullied. I mean, not that I get bullied now, right? Because I mean, I don't consider it bullying, but some people just kind of like mess around with it, and it's fine, because they're my friends, and I'm cool with it because I think I've gotten to a point where it's like I don't find it a negative thing. I find it more as a positive thing. I find it more as like this is who I am, and I love it. When back then it's like this is who I am, and I gotta deal with it.
Mm.
You get me? And it was like I didn't want to be that guy because I was young and we were playing around with kids. And remember, when you're young, sometimes we say the most dumbest things ever. And I remember kids were in the playground would tell me like, "Oh no, don't talk to us because you're not normal. You look like an alien." Or some people would tell me like, "Oh,
That's
you look like
crazy.
ET," or like, "Oh, you
That's
look like
crazy,
the
bro.
Ninja Turtle."
Oh, hey,
Yeah, the
look.
Ninja Turtle, but it happens, you're young and you don't understand why things like that happen. But
Yeah,
eventually once you start to you getting to know yourself and you start meeting God, it's like once you know God, it's like God is not going to tell you everything, right? It's like your job to kind of discover these things but through faith. You know what I'm saying?
that's a
And
process.
yeah, it's a whole process, and it's like God is teaching you things while you go through it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're
For
learning.
sure,
And
facts.
it's your will. It's your if you want to learn, you will learn. Cuz he's not telling you, "Oh, you have to do this." Of course not. He wants you to do it, but if you don't want to do it, you don't do it.
That's your
You know what I'm saying?
choice.
Yeah, it's exactly that's your choice. And I think I grabbed the ball and just kept going, and it's like I wanted to discover who am I, and what can I do? Because it's like one thing I've always been told is like I was never meant to blend in. I was meant to stand out.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time you told me that. I
And
was
that
like,
hit me really hard because especially the one who told me this, it was a teacher. She's one day I'm gonna have in the podcast, and she's a really great teacher, Miss Ochoa. So shout out to Miss
shout
Ochoa.
out.
Yeah, because she's definitely one of the person that I want to have in the podcast because she was a great inspiration throughout my high school year and just kind of like motivated me to become a better person, and that kind of also shaped me to the person I am now. right? So one thing she always told me is like, son, is like that you're marked for life. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I said, look at your hand. It's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God is always
Jeez.
with you. And I didn't understand that, I was like, wow, like, is she really means that?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of got me excited, but at the same time, it's like, it hit me really hard because there's some points in my life that I've always felt like this was a disadvantage. I
Mm.
couldn't do certain things. People didn't like me because I was this way. You know, my bad. I'm just getting emotional because,
It's all good, pa.
yeah. But yeah, pretty much like, I'm not gonna cut that off.
He was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
nah.
not because
No,
it's part of the thing.
I was not
It's
gonna
the
let you
whole,
either, bro. I
yeah.
can't.
Nah, it's part of the whole venting. But yeah, man, like
It's just trauma, bro. I mean, we all grow up with trauma, and especially like at an early age in our childhood, or things that happen to us, with our families, or something we just went through. And what happens most of the time is that we don't deal with it and we don't talk
yeah,
about it,
yeah, exactly,
and we need to. I think that's the most important.
yeah,
And
no,
I
no,
think
keep going.
it's good that we just that you do show your emotions, because that's the way we let it out.
Yeah,
Because I know there's people that just keep it like bottled in themselves, and they don't talk about it, and then they explode, and
yeah,
it's
no,
really
no, no,
bad.
yeah, and I mean, I can say I've been through that too,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
sometimes I'm just like I don't say anything. It's like, damn, I let everything out at the wrong moment.
Hey, can
Yeah, go
sorry
for it.
sorry to cut you off. Because I'm curious. Well, you were saying this story, and I know we've had this story multiple. Well, I mean, conversation multiple times, but I'm hearing you speak. Did you ever blame God for your three hands? I mean, three fingers.
Oh yeah, many of the times
Really?
I blame him a lot. And it's funny because when you're growing up, there's a picture when I used to see a lot, and now that I'm older, like, oh, now I understand that hand gesture, right? Because if you don't notice, there's some Jesus pictures, right? And he actually has his hand like this, which is
Okay.
I guess they said that it's like the Father, Son, you know what I'm saying, like the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I don't know, right? Who knows why he has his hand like that? But it's just a picture that the Catholics made.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like a picture that they made,
Yeah,
and he has,
I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
If I see them, I just don't
yeah. So
remember
he
them,
kind of
but I
has
think
like
so.
his hand like that. So I used to remember we used to go to stores a lot, and my mom and dad used to tell me, "Oh, look, even Jesus has your fingers. You know what I'm saying? He's taking care of them. Look at him. He's like, I used to think he was throwing those hands because he was representing me. I used to. I
So
mean,
shout out
he
Mitch,
does. He loves me. Amen. Amen to Jesus. He loves me no matter what, right?
for sure.
But yeah, like it was so funny because I used to think that. I was like, wow, it's weird. So eventually I started growing up, and it's so funny because at a younger age, I already knew that there was a devil. It's so crazy, bro. I already knew that there was like a evil power speaking.
That's you knew that before your parents taking you to church,
I
or
I knew
you
that like once the whole accident happened and everything, cause we started going to church after the whole accident.
okay.
Yeah, that's when we started, like, you know what I'm saying. And it's crazy. I don't know, maybe because of the stuff they see at church and stuff like that. Maybe I that's where I got it from.
Or
You know?
also, the reason why I'm asking you is because where I feel like people tend to like not comprehend or think about is that if there's good, there's bad,
Oh yeah, of
and if there's
course.
bad, there's good. So like it's crazy that you actually thought of that
Yeah,
like at a very young
yeah,
age.
like a really like a young age, like you know how they show like in those movies, like you got the angel here and then you got the
Oh, then
little
the
demon
shoulders,
right, yeah,
yeah,
on
the
your shoulder.
devil,
It was
yeah.
it was like something like that. I imagine myself, right? But I was young, like I guess I was like at that age where it's like, and once you start growing your teenage years, and yeah, I blame God a lot of times, but not only for my hand, but many things, until I realized that we have free will. I didn't know that.
Mm.
I didn't know that until a certain point in my life that I was like, wow, okay, I have free will. I decide what happens in my life. Because how is a beautiful God or someone that loves you and cares about you is gonna want something bad for you?
Exactly.
You get the bad things because
Or
you want to.
consequences.
Yes, and then this is another thing that I learned. It's like, oh, anything bad that happens, yes, it could be caused by the devil, but because also of the actions that you make. So
Mm.
you can't blame God and you can't blame the devil. for the actions that you make. Yeah,
Mm.
the devil's gonna make you stumble because he wants you to fall. He wants you to fail. But it's your decision whose hand you pick.
That's deep, bro.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
I think a lot of times what we tend to do as believers, I know this happened to you, but there's a lot of people, or not a lot. I don't want to overgeneralize, but some believers they blame the devil for everything. Like it was like
Yeah.
it was the devil. He got to me.
It's like kind.
Yeah, like the
They
devil made
fall.
me fall. But like it's
And
very
dang
good that
God.
it's very good that you mentioned that because most of the time, who's our worst enemy? Ourselves,
Yeah,
bro.
ourselves.
And it's like we choose we choose wrong, and we have free will to choose right, to choose wrong. And then if we choose wrong, there's consequences, bro. Every decision that we make, there's an outcome. And if we choose bad, if we choose sin, there's consequences. So that's really deep, bro. Like actually that's some good stuff right there, bro.
No, I
But
appreciate it,
but sorry to
man.
cut you off. Go ahead.
No, yeah. But yeah, pretty much those are like the times that I've always, always felt like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I've always blamed God. I've always blamed the devil, and then, I've always blamed somebody for all my actions. But now that I'm older, now it's like, okay, it's
Uh
my fault.
question, pa. I know that's the story that you know that as a child, like as that you went through as a child. That was part of your childhood. Sorry. But what was another trauma like growing up other than your hand? Did you have another one by any chance or?
um, yeah. As a matter of fact, I have like two, right? Well, I'm gonna go for the first one, and well, it's gonna be like whenever I guess, domestic violence. I guess
Oh, okay.
my dad would hit my mom a lot. So I did see a lot of violence growing up. So I think that's why sometimes I would kind of like always have this bipolar attitude or something. I've always had that chip on my shoulder. I've always felt like I had to be the protector. I had to be the strongest person in the household because of
Mm.
what I saw, because I did not want that to repeat again.
Mm.
And I think that happens a lot whenever you're young. Cause man, I will see my dad how he would hit my mom so much that I'll grab my little sister, lock us in the room. You know what I'm saying? And my mom will come out beat up, and she will open the door, and I get scared. But I've always been in front of my sister. I was ready for business. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, starting on
But
business.
standing on business. But not like I was always ready to be the protector.
Mm.
Because I knew that what he was doing wasn't right. And I think him leaving, it did hurt me a lot because there was so much like I've always, growing up as a kid, you've always wanted your mom and dad, right? But
Yeah, for sure.
he ended up leaving. I guess one day he said he was gonna go get some beer and never came back.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, pretty much that's what happened. Because literally what happened is that he was dropping off one of my tias to the store or the mall, and I guess he was drinking and driving all dumb. He gets arrested. Boom, orderly, Mexico. So they sent him to Mexico and never saw him again. And eventually, like, I mean, now we speak. Now we speak. We communicate, and I'm really happy for that because I learned how to forgive. Because I've always really been that kind of guy. It's like you did something wrong to me, I'm gonna hold it in forever, and I'm not gonna forget. I used to be like that, and I've changed. I think because so many things have happened in my life that I've learned so much. I mean, obviously the real reason why I've changed is because God had to do with it. He's the one that has helped me out a lot.
Yeah, he's the
But
one that changed you for sure.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, it was just a lot of violence that I saw, and that's why, like, I guess I've always felt like, I wanted to fight everybody. I wanted to like,
I was gonna say, I think that kind of transitioned to you suffering like their anger problems, right?
oh
Like you had
yeah,
anger
oh
issues.
big time. And it's funny because I would always fight a lot, and that's the thing. I've always liked fighting. So, and I know I look all small and everything, right? But I mean, back then, remember, we're young, so everybody
Yeah,
was the
no.
same height.
Everybody's
Everybody was the
height.
same height.
Not
And
anymore.
not anymore. Now it's like, no, pues, no,
Yeah.
pa, yo acá.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Me faltan dedos. Nah,
Nah.
like, you know what I'm saying? But I had a friend that he told me he's like, I think I know why you act like that. And I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, it's because when you're young, you saw a lot of violence. And it's
Mm.
something that you're not trying to do no more. It's like you're just trying to protect yourself. And also, too, my teacher, she was like, Mitch, like, stop being this person you're not. It's like you're not that person.
I think also it's like your kind of like your defense mechanism. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
I was just trying to protect myself from anybody
Yeah.
because remember, guys, at a younger age, I was getting bullied, and then it's like the whole script switch. Now it's like I wasn't getting bullied. I was bullying people now.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Bullying people now.
This will switch teams.
Yeah,
He's like,
switch teams,
he's like, I
like,
had
what the-
enough. I had
Yeah,
enough.
Now I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying? That happens, and I mean, it probably happens to a lot of people too.
No, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got bullied too. You mind if say a
Go
quick
for
story?
it, man. Yeah, we're
No,
all
'cause-
venting. We're all venting.
No,
in
because
this.
I think bullying obviously it is a bad thing, bro. Honestly, because people, especially as a kid, bro, like why are you trying to go to school? Like I don't know you, I had anxiety going to school. Like I didn't want to go to school because I knew I was gonna get bullied. Like I would tell my
Yeah,
mom, like I'll
okay.
pretend to be sick because I wouldn't want to go, and I would pray to God like to protect me. And for sure, out of many times, God protected me because I never got it to a point where like people were like basically jumping me basically as a little kid. It never happened. They did people with this try to scare me, and I think because I was scrawny, bro, I was like a little twig. It's always like this. There's always the ones that like they're big and they try to pick on the the little kid and
Little kid, I was the tallest one.
oh you're the
in elementary,
you're-
pero deja que we went to middle school. Everybody was everybody's taller than me now.
Nah, but yeah, I mean I got bullied. It was, but I mean it was like it did a lot to me. It did affect me and give me anxiety as a kid, and I didn't want to go to school. I think I got bullied in elementary a lot, and then once middle school, bro. Like I mean, the reason why I'm saying this story is because once middle school like happened, I had to stand up for myself. That was the only way. I think my dad told me too. He's like, you're gonna have to stand up for yourself. And I remember because it was even my friends, bro. That would like sometimes they would bully you. You know, they'll probably like because they'll mess around with you because they know that you don't do anything. Like it's like
they ain't gonna report me.
Yeah, they're not gonna report you. He's not gonna do anything to me. Until one day I had enough, bro. Freaking judo throwed my friend to the concrete. Oof. I felt bad though. I'm not gonna lie though, but it had to happen. I had to defend myself. Like I felt bad because I threw him in the concrete, bro, and like I saw his face like hit the concrete. But then it was funny though because like he was on the floor for a while, but then my thought was like he's gonna get up.
What I do there?
I was like I'm gonna have to fight, right? Like, and I never wanted to fight.
The Undertaker.
No, he gets up, bro. I'm like, oh, pues, I'm gonna have to fight. I'm gonna start swinging. I didn't know how to fight at that time, right? And actually, no, I did because I judo throwed him, and I think I learned that from my dad. I learned how to box from my dad, taekwondo from my stepfather, and then MMA from my uncle. So I knew something, and so yeah, he gets up and he just walks away from me. Oh no, he's like, why'd you do that, bro? He's like, oh, and I was like, all the times you've been hitting me.
Like, all of a sudden now?
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like I'm the bad guy, and then now he got up, and I was like, bro, you never leave me alone. And then he kind of like walked away, or he did punch me though, but like a little jab, like because he had enough.
Because they hurt him so bad.
No,
like,
it did, bro. Because you know how like when you get hurt, you get the air knocked out of you. Go, yeah, he was like that.
Well, you hit me.
Yeah, no, and then was whatever, right? That happened, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have an enemy for the rest of my life, right? Like, but the next day he came up to me. He was like, hey, bro, like sorry for bullying you all this time. And he's like, we're cool. I'm like, no, we're cool. So yeah,
yeah, dude, that's funny because that like something real quick, right? That happened to me too. Like I was in school, so back then in school, man, like wrestling was really popular, man. Like back then when I was like, I graduated in 2017, right? But the ones from my generation, I guess we didn't live the Attitude Era, like what WWE is, right? Well, back then with a lot of people with Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind, Kane, Undertaker. I lived in the era where you got your John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Shawn Michaels is an old one, but you got your old legends, right? Still mixed with the new ones. And there was a lot of people back then, bro, in school. We lived in this era in school where it was like really popular. They were doing their finishers. Like when they were getting mad.
Really?
Yeah. So there were some kids. Yeah, because they were weird, bro. They were weird.
Wait, this is when? Like what grade?
I was like in elementary. I'll
okay.
Third grade, yeah.
There's
some dude.
Imagine doing finishers at middle school, bro.
Oh, yeah, nah. There's some dude, like, doing a finisher. He tried to scare me once. He trying to super kick me, like, doing the Shawn Michaels move. Like, oh, Lord. And I didn't move. I just, like, saw I went like that. I just moved my little head because he was about to kick me. So I was like, damn. That was close. And he was like, ever touch me again, cause I'll super kick you. I was like, oh
Look.
no, I was damn. I was like, all right. So there was one time I remember, and some kid pissed me off, and I was like so mad, cause I was like, I want to beat him up, and it was funny, cause we're about the same height, so I was like, all right, we're about the
It's
same
like, yeah,
level. Yeah, this is fair
this
enough.
is fair.
Yeah, this is fair enough. And it was funny because I saw him and we were just talking all cool. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, you want to see something cool? I was like, yeah, what's up? And I did I don't know if you guys remember, but the X, I was like, it's like,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
dude. I was,
The typical one that everybody would use,
yeah,
bro.
dude. I don't know if you guys know Triple H, but I pedigree his ass. I like
Oh,
on
you
the
actually.
floor,
Oh, you
bro.
actually.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did. I didn't know I was able. I didn't know I was capable of that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, dude. I was so bad. I kicked him right because how the move is like you kick the guy in the stomach, the guy goes like kind of bends, so you grab
oh yeah, you grab the arms
you
right,
grab
and
the
then,
arms, so you put his arms and then you grab his legs. So what I did, I put his legs like right in front of my knees. So when I jumped, like he literally like this is his head, this is my knees. My knees hit his head in the floor, like it squished his head,
Oh,
and and it was so funny, bro,
this
because this
guy, you're
kid,
such a
dude.
bully, bro.
Nah, this guy was a savage. He didn't cry, bro. Like the same look.
Oh.
I looked and he gets back up, all like, and there's a chipotle right here. Gotcha. He's like, oh man. He told me the same thing. What you do that for?
It's always like that, bro. It's always
And
the.
I was like, well, I don't know. I was trying a new move.
Nah,
But that was funny, bro.
nah. Those are funny stories, bro. I have a lot more to be honest, but I mean, trying to tie back into it. Yeah. Bullying sucks, but sometimes you just have to defend yourself. But it does affect you like a lot because, I mean, this is like kind of like the positive side, but we know that if it gets too much, for a kid, especially like a kid shouldn't go through that, bro.
Yeah,
And they
of
get to a
course.
point where bad things happen, and it's
Oh yeah.
it's unfortunate for sure. But yeah, just kind of just wrap up the whole bullying thing. Uh, for sure, stand out for people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I mean, if you're going to school, I mean, if you're still in high school, you should have made. Well, yeah, who knows, bro? Maybe somebody from middle school is watching your podcast, but
hey, I know. So
but stand out for people for sure.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say go fight, right? If you're scared too, I mean, don't go fight. But
don't fight.
uh,
Nah, just stand up. Like go when we meet to stand up, guys. Like in life, you don't have to be tough. You don't have to fight to be tough.
yeah, for sure.
You have to stand up and say something about it. That makes you tough. That makes you strong. It's whenever you stand up for somebody and you help them out. And that's the thing. Once you get older, guys, it's like now it's like fighting is not a thing. Whether there's some people do make it a thing, but fighting
It's
now
just
is
not
more.
the solution,
It's
bro.
not the solution. Now it's like we can lawsuits. You know what I'm saying? Nah, like there's no point of fighting. I think I've always been that kind of guy. It's like okay, I'm no longer a fighter. I'm a lover. It's like okay,
But
okay. Who did I get mad this time? Let's kind of like hey, let's calm down the situation. You know?
yeah, I think that's important. Is like I think what we tend to do now is like we try to remove ourselves from the situation
Yeah.
and de-escalate. There's no reason to fight, bro. But I mean, it gets to a point where like
You have to.
you have to defend yourself. You have to defend yourself, and
Yeah.
you're not on the wrong.
Oh yeah, of course.
But yeah, like how Mitch was saying, I mean, just stand out. Just be for that person. I mean, say something, and yeah, just be there for each other, bro. Because I mean, we don't like bullying here, because
Nah,
we know the effects that it does to you as a kid, and it not even that, bro. It does happen in adults too, bro. Saying, and that's what I was gonna ask you. I mean, what made you change, bro? Because I've seen the growth. I mean, I've known him for years now, and we grew up together in church. But for the people out there, like what changed you, bro?
I mean, one thing for sure I can say is that God changed me. God had to be the one. There's a point in my life that I used to go to this psychology, right? Psychologist or something. What is it called like that?
Psychiatrist?
Oh yeah, or
I think,
I don't know, psychology
or a therapist.
it's someone whoever like I guess they're there and you're kind of like telling them about your day, your problems, what's going on.
I think that's a therapist.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't even know, but
Lo que,
whatever.
lo que
right?
sea that.
So basically, that person was like, well, they were subscribing me pills at one point, and that was basically like their solution to like calm me down.
Oh, lechuza.
Oh, that was basically like their solution to calm me down. But honestly, bro, like, what happened was that I was taking them, and I remember Memo, your stepdad.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
remember that
remember Memo,
story.
your stepdad, had spoken with me because At that time, like I was taking them, and it's like they were making me more mad for some reason. And it's like 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 it's like they're not working. So my mom would always tell me like, no, you need to take them. That's why y'all crazy and this and that. So basically, what happened a lot of the other times is that I got so discouraged. So I forgot what I was saying.
You got
Yeah, I
distracted.
got
Shout
distracted.
out to my
'Cause
mom.
oh yeah, shout out to Carmen. She's here, and there's a fly here.
That's La Chusa.
No, but what was I saying? I
No, because
completely
you're
forgot.
talking to
No, no.
Memo.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah.
talking,
So there's a point in
which
my
is
life.
Memo, my stepdad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So shout out to Memo. So yeah. So there's a point in my life where I was just kind of like taking those pills, and I remember we had that deep conversation where he's like, you know what, mijo, it's like you're not sick. It's like you don't need to be taking those pills.
Mm.
And it's like at that time I was really kind of like just kind of like taking them because that was like my way of like, oh, okay, that's how I can calm down. That's what I used to think.
Yeah, yeah, for
But
sure.
it's just like every time I'll be taking them, I just kind of be feeling some kind of way. Start feeling some like mad, angry, I guess. And I guess I got, I got motivated when he told me that like, oh, you don't need to take them. So you just need God. You need to get closer
Yeah,
to
you
God.
need God.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I don't even take pills. I don't even have to take pills, and it's
Mm.
just like it just happened out of nowhere. It's just like I evolve as a person, but you evolve as a person once you start getting a lot more closer to God,
For
and you
sure.
start realizing like what true love is. Because I was young and I was trying to fill this void that I had. I guess in
Mm.
my life I was like really missing like that, love, and eventually like God is the one that filled in that love for me, and that
Yeah.
was that was what made it really special. There's also one of the guys that used to go to church with us. I forget his name, but I remember on Father's Day, people got up and their parents, their dads were there and everything, and it kind of sucked because I didn't have my mom or dad to stand up, right? But it was fine. But I saw him too, and he was just there, just like nothing. So what I did, I sat down next to him.
Wasn't it Pedro?
No, not Pedro. It was some
Trying to remember because I think I was
Hassan, the one
there.
we call him Hassan. Remember? I forgot his name.
Oh, Asiel?
ICL, yes, right? Is that his
I
name?
think
Yeah.
so. I think so. Shout out to Asiel.
Yeah, so when I had that conversation with him, like it kind of opened my eyes, right? Because I sat
Mhm.
down next to him and I was talking to him, and he's like, no te agüites. He's like, yo ni papás tengo. He digo, yo nomás tengo un papá. Ese es Dios.
Yeah, bro.
And I was like, wow. He's like, yeah, he's my dad. He started seeing it like that. So ever since then, like every time I speak to God, it's like I speak to him like he's my friend, my father, just like a regular person. So I encourage everybody to go ahead and do the same thing. See,
Yeah.
why not?
No, I think also what's important is that, like, I mean, who the ultimate father, the one that loves you deeply and that his love never ends, bro. And the only love, the true love that can completely fill you, because like how you said, I like how you said that, like you're trying to fill a void, and I think nowadays that's what everybody's trying to do, bro. Fill a void either with alcohol, drugs, sex, and it's just like a temporary satisfaction. But I
Yeah.
think what we all need, us humans, because we're all broken. I mean, me and you, we both know that we're not perfect and we're broken inside as well.
Yeah.
But that's the amazing part, is that we have someone that gave his one and only son to pay it all for all of our sins, our past, our present, our future sins. And someone that loves us, that no matter what we do to him, no matter that we don't choose him, no matter we don't go to church, no matter we don't pray, or no matter all the bad that we can do, at the end of the day, nothing changes that. And that is a love that's like sacrificial love, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that how you said that, that's what changed you, and that not only that he did that for you, but he can do it for many
Oh
people,
yeah.
because he's done it for
For
me too.
sure.
So
Yeah, he's done it like for a bunch of people.
yeah.
It's like I always tell people, at the end of the day, it's like it's your choice if you want to go ahead and follow,
Mm.
And it's like sometimes people, they're more scared to follow that path because they're
Mm.
not prepared. A lot of times, I remember you were telling me that one of your friends says like, I don't like getting closer to God because every time I get close to God, I lose my friends.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, then they're not your true friends. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? It's like, why should you be afraid to get closer to somebody that truly loves you, and he's always gonna be there regardless if you choose your friends or not. He's still gonna be there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you should never be afraid. And I get it why some people don't wanna, like how they say like, oh, I don't want to carry my cross and this and that. it's like don't be scared. Like
It's
just
hard.
do it. You know, I'm still doing it. I'm trying. I'm not perfect. You know, and it's like we all fail all the times. We all go through a lot of stuff. But the fact that I'm trying and I'm trying to fix my life, trying to do better, that's all that matters. Because one thing that I'm never gonna forget that you said is like the worst thing you can ever do is give up.
For sure.
Yeah, go back. And you know what I'm saying? It's like why go back when you're already here?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's normal to feel that way, especially what we go through and giving up. Because it's so funny because you would, call me because we would talk on a daily. You'll call me and you'll vent, and then whatever you're going through, and I'm just like, bro, just don't give up. And then there's times when I'm going through my stuff, and then you tell me my same advice. And it's like, bro, just don't give up. And yeah, I mean, I just encourage people out there if you're going through something, traumatic, or
Yeah.
you're going through a hard time right now in life, and or going through a heartbreak or just whatever it is. I mean, it can be anything. Um, just just don't give up. Like every day that you continuously wake up, you lie your head. The next day you open your eyes, it's God telling you that He's not done with you, for
Yeah.
sure. And I have to
Amen.
I have to believe that myself too, because sometimes I feel like I mess up and I'm just like, God doesn't deserve this, but every day I wake up, bro, and that's just God telling me like just keep pushing forward, keep pushing forward. But yeah, bro, I mean, how how like you were saying, I saw the change. Like from the first day I met you to like even now, I mean, you're still changing, bro.
Yeah, I'm still
But
evolving.
but I can tell you for sure, for a fact, I mean we get angry from time to time, but
Yeah, we do.
but
Sometimes we don't like we're not on the same page all the time, but that's fine. Like I think that's what like, brothers do.
oh yeah, you're talking about us. No, yeah,
Oh,
for
okay. What are
sure.
you talking about?
No, I was just saying in general, but
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, for sure, like for us, our relationship. I mean, I did see like sometimes when you get angry, and I remember the first time, like I think the first couple of months I met you, and I saw you like I saw like an experience, or I saw it firsthand of you getting mad for like
Yeah, yeah,
petty
yeah.
things,
Yeah, I
and I
remember.
think I told you I was like, hey, bro, you keep continuing doing this, I'm not talking to you anymore,
Oh yeah, I
and
remember
then
that.
and then you're
Yeah.
like, whoa,
Yeah,
because
that's when
first
it
wake up
hit.
call.
Yeah, it's a wake up call. And the reason why is because it's like at that time in my life, like I didn't expect for somebody like him that actually care or somebody
It's
even
called
care.
tough love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying is so to me it was like amazed it amazed me, so it was like wow, it's really special. I like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love the progress. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. I guess whenever you start from somewhere and you end up being like now to a point where you're
You see
now.
all the progress, bro.
Yeah, you see the
That's
progress,
you're
wow,
just
okay.
like I didn't
Cuz
understand it then, but now I see it.
yeah, exactly, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like now I understand why what I was really meant to do. I don't know, maybe podcast this is what I was meant to do and just motivate people. That's one thing about me I've always wanted to do is like encourage people to get closer to God. That's one thing.
Mm.
I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to help people out, to hear them out, hear about their problems. And it's funny because I wanted to be I think it's called psychologist, someone who like sits down with you and just kind of talks to you. And, that's what I wanted to do. But school was still hard for me,
Yeah,
but
but God had a different plan, bro.
I guess, yeah.
Because if you would have thought like let's go back like in the day, growing up like around high school, I mean, you wouldn't have seen yourself right now in this chair.
No,
That's
man,
the crazy
never.
part, bro, and that's how God works. Is
Yeah.
that like sometimes we try to do things our own strength and take our own journey, but when you give your life to Christ, you give your life to God, you give everything to
Yeah.
Him, and it's like you do whatever you want with my life. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it just His perfect will, bro.
It is.
But what I was gonna say, but no, man, it's just amazing stuff. I mean, you've seen it. I've seen it in your life. We've seen it in other people's life, and you've seen it in my life how God changes people, and that is the only person that can change somebody, and that's God. But yeah, bro. I mean, this was a good talk, bro. I feel like obviously I've heard your story, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
growing
of
up, and
course.
we talk to each other on the daily. But every time that I hear it, I feel like I just get to know you more and more. Just like it's always something different. And I remember one time you said, before we, close this out, um, when you were talking about how we all have a choice, right? Because I heard you're going through your emotions and stuff like with anger and stuff, and you said that there's sometimes the reason uh that we have free will. That's the most important part. And God loves us so deeply, but we just have to choose him. He doesn't force us to choose him,
Yeah.
but like uh he wants us to make our own decision for ourselves. And whenever, because it's happened to you and it's happened to me before. I mean, we've chose wrong before, right? And we chose to, not choose him. And but there's consequences, bro. There's consequences
Yeah,
to our
there is.
actions. And I think when you said that, that kind of like really like, hit me hard for sure. It made me think about things. um but yeah, bro, anything else you want to say?
Nah. That's pretty much it. I think. I wish I. Oh,
Hello.
my bad. I wish we can keep venting out more.
COVID.
I be.
I'm just kidding.
I be really. Se me metió la pinche mosca aquí.
I know. I don't know what it
Nah,
is.
playing. Nah, it's like a little mouth, but yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. This is not about being perfect. This is all about just having fun. We're just regular guys. You know what I'm saying? We're just regular guys
Yes, sir.
sitting down, trying to have a conversation with each other and just
I went
trying
you
to vent.
guys. I went them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Or no, did I?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like me and
No,
you.
it's us trying to have a conversation with them, and it's just
Oh,
like
okay, my
so
bad.
they can relate. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole main point.
Yes, that I think that's the point. Like for this episode is that, I mean, obviously to get for the people that don't know Mitch Luis, is to know him on a deeper level, and so that you can guys understand that when he uploaded these videos, it's coming from him. Like this is where he grew up. This is what he was struggling with, and this is how he was able to change.
Yeah.
And you guys can relate to him as well. I mean, if you guys had a similar situation and you guys just want to reach out to Mitch. Send us a DM. We do read them, and
Yes.
we don't have to like, we don't have to share all the messages you guys send us. We just kind of just look at them and hear you guys out, and we'll probably send you a message back. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we're here
Or
for.
or they can send us like I mean, I was thinking this would be a really cool idea if you guys want to do it. It's like you guys can go ahead and send us like a question, and then with the story, or you can send like the little story of what's happening, and then hit us with the question. Like, for example, you can be talking about like, oh, well, my girlfriend broke up with me, this and that, and we're going through this fight, this happened, this and that, and it's like you can end it with the question like, how can I get over this relationship? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good question. I mean, for sure, for sure. I mean, if you guys have questions about anything, give us topics to talk about.
Oh
Maybe in
yeah.
the next episode. I mean, it can be about anything. That is a good example. When
Mm-hmm.
maybe you're going through something. Obviously, just like that, like just short questions. So therefore, we're able to give you guys a proper answer because if send us a
Yeah, because
novel.
if they're too long, sometimes we just go off, and off. I mean, me and him, we can talk for hours.
No, yeah, for
I
sure.
think we already had like pretty much like a whole hour talking, but
It was good though.
yeah, it was good.
It was good. It was
Man,
fun.
we can keep going. Like
It
we
was
have
funny
like so
stories.
much we can talk about. But I know for the viewers, what I'm saying, I know a lot of you guys have a lot of stuff to do. So I know sometimes your time is really valuable. So we are trying to do our very best to try to just get the best content out there, so
For
you can
sure.
just it can gravitate the listeners, right? But yeah, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and close the doors of the venting vault finally. So I just want to go ahead and thank you guys so much for
Yes,
tuning in,
sir.
and
Thank
for
you
the new
guys.
ones, yeah, for the new ones that are tuning in too. Just make sure you guys do subscribe, support the channel, so we can get more people venting and talking about their problems. So thank you guys so much. This is Mitch,
This is RJ.
and thank you guys.
Peace.